Let me tell you about the day my HOA president tried to steal my boat. Yeah, my 38-foot Coast Guard cutter, the one I poured 3 years and every dime of my inheritance into. If you're thinking, how the hell does a story like this even happen? Buckle up. Because it started with fog rolling off the Oregon coast at 6 in the morning, me polishing brass on my pride and joy, and ended with a courtroom explosion you'd swear was straight out of a movie. So there I am, minding my own business, on the dock, diesel and kelp in the air, when I hear this sharp, impatient click. Priscilla Hartwell, the HOA president, strutting up in designer heels, dragging a sheriff's deputy behind her and waving a phony lien. The look on her face, like she was about to inherit the world's best yacht, not steal my lifeline. I mean, what would you do if your HOA Karen tried hijacking your $80,000 boat because you planted the wrong bushes? Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Drop your best HOA horror below, because by the end of this, you'll know why our judge shredded Priscilla's life so hard she lost her house, her marriage, and about $350,000 she never even had. But see, the story doesn't start with boats. It starts with native plants. My name's Marcus Reed. I'm 52, Navy vet widower. Lost my wife Sarah to cancer 3 years back. Uncle Pete left me this weathered cottage on Sunset Cove, Oregon, right where the Pacific crashes on black rocks and the air tastes like hope. My boat picked it up at government surplus, spent years fixing it, stripped down to the keel, rewired every inch, refinished teak until my hands bled. That cutter was my therapy, my purpose, my ticket back to being okay. For 2 years, Sunset Cove was paradise, aside from the HOA lurking in the background like a tumor you didn't know you had. I kept to myself, helped folks with wiring, shared crab from my traps, kept the boat neat and the dock cleaner than most kitchens. The place was full of money, waterfront homes, big lawns, dues. You had to pay just for the privilege of breathing salt air. Most folks were fine until Priscilla Hartwell blew in California real estate agent with all the warmth of a prison warden in a BMW so white you'd swear it ran on cocaine. She dressed for yacht club executions, talked about herself in third person, Priscilla believes, and bulldozed her way into the HOA presidency in 6 months. That's when the neighborhood nightmare began. Her first target, me over Oregon grape bushes, native plants legal by every rule in the book, but apparently not Priscilla approved. Next thing I know, a certified letter lands $200 fine for unauthorized vegetation. I actually laughed. I mean, you get fined for growing plants that sprout wild on the beach. When I pointed out the actual covenants native plants encouraged, she just sniffed and told me the president has interpretation authority. Never mind that no such thing existed. Then she hung up. That's when I started digging. Turns out in just a year, Priscilla fined 17 families, always $200, always some made-up interpretation, mailboxes, trash cans, even a kid's kayak painted wrong. Meanwhile, her friends' violations got friendly reminders. You see the pattern. 3 weeks after the Bush War, she launched her masterpiece, declared my boat a commercial vessel, and said it violated HOA rules, which of course it didn't. Other folks had boats way flashier and less legal, but Priscilla wasn't interested in rules. She wanted war. So I drove to the Coast Guard station, got official proof my cutter was a legal recreational craft, and found unexpected allies. Harold, a retiree tracking every HOA meeting like a war crimes prosecutor, Elena, a lawyer fined for growing basil, Bobby, the marina's gruff old mechanic. These people, they'd had enough too. That's when Priscilla doubled down, mailed every homeowner a public notice threatening property liens, penalties, the whole 9 yards. People freaked. Elena explained, yeah, it was fake, but it could still screw up your title, cost you months and thousands in court. Suddenly, the neighborhood was united, and Priscilla realized she'd picked the wrong target. She forged emergency meeting minutes, broke into the community center to fake signatures Harold's while he sat in my kitchen drinking coffee. Then she actually filed the fake lien with the county, clouding my title. That taste in your mouth when someone's trying to steal your house with criminal paperwork? It's pure metal. The next HOA meeting exploded. Neighbors packed in shouting, waving fake fines. Priscilla sweating like a thief at a polygraph. Harold exposed the forged signatures. Elena demanded legal proof. Bobby called her out on boat safety. Priscilla's composure cracked. Next move, I hired a forensic accountant, Jennifer, hard-nosed and brilliant. In 3 days, she'd found $67,000 Priscilla stole through fake fines, laundered through a shell company, paying for her husband's SEC defense. I handed the whole file to the FBI, the Attorney General, the IRS. Now, it wasn't just a neighbor feud, it was federal racketeering. That's when Priscilla truly lost it. Vandalized my boat, carved threats in the hull, spread anonymous flyers calling me a dangerous veteran. She filed 6 bogus police reports in 4 days. The local deputy was so tired of being called out, he joked, "Either you're Oregon's worst terrorist or someone's using the sheriff's office as their personal grudge squad." The more she lashed out, the more neighbors rallied. But her final act was nuclear. She hacked the community's personal data, threatened mass identity theft unless charges dropped, then sold residents' info to criminals. When the FBI moved in, she torched the community center to destroy evidence. Didn't know Elena had backups in a fireproof vault. She sabotaged boats, threatened witnesses, even tried kidnapping 82-year-old Mrs. Patterson until Bobby tackled her to the pavement. Yeah, that actually happened. You can't make this up. By the time Priscilla hit federal court, it was a media circus. 500 residents, FBI news vans. Judge Brennan reading off 27 felony counts, racketeering, identity theft, arson, attempted kidnapping, terrorism. Priscilla, stripped of her designer armor, howled about conspiracies as the judge denied bail, called her a clear and present danger to civilized society, and remanded her to maximum security. Her own husband, facing prison himself, turned over months of secret audio. Priscilla bragging about stealing, forging, targeting the elderly. In the end, she pled guilty to everything. Sentenced to 25 years, forced to pay over $1 million in damages. Her house-car wardrobe sold to pay restitution. Her legacy federal prisoner disgraced in every headline. And the aftermath. Our HOA became a model for the whole state board votes, required for fines, monthly audits, real transparency. Elena started a legal practice freeing other communities from corrupt boards. Mrs. Patterson founded a watchdog group for HOAs statewide. Me, I took kids on boat rides, won a city council seat, helped pass real reforms. Our story inspired laws in 18 states and helped bust an international crime ring. You know what I mean? When neighbors stand up, even the worst tyrants crumble. Drop your own stories below. Let's keep exposing the monsters who think the rules don't apply to them. Because if nothing else, this proves one stubborn community can change everything, and I promise you, haven't heard the wildest stories yet.